Our planet, Earth. Despite living on its surface, we don't always think about the exceptional environment we enjoy throughout our life. The Earth features continents with more or less steep slopes emerging from a vast ocean covering 70% of the planet. This surface water is unique in our solar system. Nowhere else can such a liquid landscape be seen around our Sun. It is there because the Earth is just the right distance from the Sun. It is neither too close nor too far. The Earth is dense and massive enough to have an atmosphere which increases and controls its temperature. The Earth's liquid water and atmosphere have allowed for living organisms to develop. This huge world beneath us, the Earth, is but a tiny blue ball in the immensity of space. It orbits the Sun at a distance of 150 million kilometers, and it has 3 other rocky neighbors in the area close to the Sun. Mercury is the smallest planet. It is dense, has very little atmosphere, and is the closest to the Sun. Of a similar size to the Earth, Venus is a hazy, hot planet. It is enveloped in a dense carbon dioxide atmosphere with a surface temperature of 460 degrees Celsius. Mars is the furthest rocky planet from the Sun and is half the size of the Earth. The red planet boasts impressive landscapes and a thin atmosphere harking back to better times when liquid water flowed from its surface. There are 4 planets orbiting farther from the Sun that are very different from the Earth, the gas giant planets Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Jupiter is the biggest planet of the solar system. Its huge atmosphere is made up of a multitude of cloudy parallel bands. These clouds sometimes form cyclones and anticyclones, the most famous being the Great Red Spot. This gigantic vortex is believed to be twice the size of the Earth. Saturn, another giant of an apparent calmer exterior, is in fact covered in a uniform mist which sometimes rips open to reveal great thunderstorms. Although rings are characteristic of all the gas giants, the rings of Jupiter, Uranus or Neptune are very discrete. It is Saturn's ring system that is by far the most spectacular. It is made up of billions of pieces of ice confined in an extremely thin disk, forming a remarkable structure in the solar system. Thanks to their impressive mass, the giant planets also have many moons. Saturn has one particularly fascinating moon, Titan, which is bigger than the planet Mercury and is home to ethane rivers and lakes under its thick nitrogen atmosphere with a temperature of -180 degrees Celsius. Among the many moons surrounding Jupiter, there are 4 big ones which stand out. These were discovered by the Italian physicist Galileo in 1610. Io is an unusual moon covered in sulfur which boasts over 400 active volcanoes. Europa shows a solid surface flow of cracked ice atop what may be covered in cracks, which could cover a 100-kilometre deep ocean. Ganymede is the largest moon of the solar system. Callisto is heavily cratered. The solar system also has a great many small bodies concentrated into 2 areas called belts. The asteroid belt between the orbits of Mars and Jupiter rounds up over 1 million rocky bodies. The lesser-known Kuiper belt, beyond the orbit of Neptune, contains many ice-covered objects, some of which are very big. All these small bodies are remnants of the formation of planets, like leftover bricks from their construction. In the 2 belts, you can see objects that are dense enough to pull themselves into rounded shapes. They are almost planets. We call them dwarf planets. This is the case of Ceres in the asteroid belt or Pluto in the Kuiper belt. Small ice-covered objects from the Kuiper belt or beyond sometimes appear in the inner solar system. These are comets, small blocks of ice which vaporize as they approach the Sun, releasing gas and dust. Whether big or small, the position of these bodies around the Sun provides us with precious information on the history and formation of the planets. craters of Mercury to the ice-covered moons of Neptune or the canyons of Mars, these far-off landscapes are today explored by robot space probes. But in the future, we humans should be setting foot on some of these worlds to gain a better understanding of the enormous diversity of our universe. It's up to you today to start dreaming of being the pioneers in this solar system adventure.